clean date is August 21st, 2013. So 3.5 years.
Awesome. Awesome.
My rock bottom, I would have to say like the very end, like one of the things that I like keep fresh in my mind on a daily basis is like that last week of using, where like I was literally using against my will. I was homeless. I was lost my children. I had no family. I had no doors open, and I felt like completely hopeless. And like at the time, like I genuinely wanted to die, because I didn't know there was another way to live. I didn't know how to get to the point of knowing there was another way to live. And I think rock bottom was losing my kids, because my kids were my everything, and it was just like I felt hopeless,
Abs.
Yes. I went through 3 rehabs, and the first one I went to when I was 22 years old, and I focused on the differences instead of the similarities. I wasn't putting a needle in my arm. I wasn't, doing a lot of things that I ended up doing, So I always focused on the differences and not the similarities. And then I went to treatment when I got pregnant with my second daughter, and got put on methadone so I could, stop getting high and be on a maintenance medication. And then this last time I went to treatment was the first time I left treatment without being on anything, coming home and not knowing where life was going to take me, and just went for it. My kids are my world, and like the things that I put my kids through, like I never ever would do today, like in a clear mind, and like the different circumstances I put them in, and the surroundings I put them in, and the whole like risking their lives because I was so self-centered and so self-absorbed that yeah, it was definitely that point. Like my motivation was my children. Like I live and breathe for my children, so for sure. I believe that whenever, I was innocent and young and in middle school, high school, where like I was just doing it to have fun and thought it was fun and, without the consequences. And then like, I believe that there's 3 stages of addiction, and like it starts off at like, when we were younger, where it's drug use and it's real fun, and then it turns into drug addiction where like your disease slowly progresses, and then it becomes drug use or drug abuse where you have no choice, you have nothing, like you're so consumed, like the drug is so much more powerful than you or I or anybody, you're a slave to it. People from high school and people that I used to like hang out with and party with, and just, like when we were young and innocent, and yeah, they're no longer here because of this disease, Absolutely. I think that's the biggest problem in our world today, because, everybody like thinks that like drug addicts are just like scumbags, and like, yeah, we do a lot of scummy things and against all of our morals and all of our values, and it's because we have no choice. It's because it consumes our everything. And like, if people just knew that like, we don't willingly do the things we do, it's more for like survival, So people would break that stigma. Like my sister, she was a freshman in college, and like she did a video on stigma, like Googling drug addicts, and like you see pictures of like homeless people and rough looking people and living under the bridge and all of that, and then she showed a picture of me and holding my daughter, and like I don't necessarily think I look like that, or did look like that, and it's like just that stigma that the world creates instead of like really getting to know that it's an epidemic and a huge problem. I was, A, B's, and C's. I always loved my teachers. I was always like the class clown, and like, I was good. I was an okay kid. I mean, I wasn't perfect, but that like it's possible, because I was in their shoes and I didn't know that I could get through my day without putting a chemical in me. I didn't know how, and until I like completely surrendered and knew that like I couldn't live this way anymore, nor did I want to live this way anymore. That like there's such a better way to live, and it's possible. It just takes a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of participation, you know. The shine means that like you see this glow about people. You see that people are smiling, and like for a long time I didn't smile, I didn't laugh, I didn't anything. And just knowing that, like, to me the shine equals peace. It means like your mind has calmed, and like you see that spirit about somebody that's just so, for me that was like the most important thing when I got clean, was knowing that like I don't have to be a shell anymore. Like I can be happy. Absolutely. Any 12-step program is key, and I feel like the most crucial words that you could say when you first enter a room is, my name's so-and-so and I need help. And like the right people will come and love you back to life until you can love yourself, and give you the hope that inspires you to stay clean another day, to get through the things that we struggle with. Because like the core of our disease is fear and self-centeredness, and our lives are consumed by fear. My goals is to get into high schools and educate them, you know, the young kids that are growing up in this hard society. Like, I fear for my children. Like, I fear for their future, because, you know, it's such an epidemic today. Like, all you hear is people overdosing and doing this and doing that, and knowing that like the seed is planted in them, that seed that like wasn't planted in me. And like, I'm not saying that it is going to save everybody, but it will help, that at least I know like that seed was planted, and like maybe they didn't hear it. Some people won't hear it. There will be some that hear it, you know, because you know, it's so important to educate the youth on what's really going on in today's world. I talked to the superintendent of a local high school about going in and being the voice for, and bringing other people in to share some, you know, experience that like we had, you know, where it is about like, you know, being young and partying and smoking weed, but like where it can take you to if you possess, you know, an addict mentality. And like I'm super excited because like I'm a mom of 5, and like I want these young kids to know about it. Like I'm super excited for it, and I hope, you know, the end game is bringing programs into the high schools, into our local schools, so that kids are made aware of today's world.
I'm totally excited about it also. I can't wait, and I think you're going to do wonderful at it. So I just want to say that. Now, since you've been in recovery, a lot of things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things have changed.
Things have changed.
So you're married?
I'm married.
You have 5 kids?
Yes, 3 kids and 2 stepkids.
And you rock a minivan?
And I rock a minivan. Never thought I'd be driving a minivan, but I do.
And is life fun in recovery?
Oh my gosh. I thought like fun was like sitting at a bar, laughing, dancing, having all that. I never knew that like as simple as like staying up till 2 a.m. talking to somebody about like the shit we used to do when we were getting high could be like so entertaining and so fun. And just appreciating like sitting outside and like looking at the sun shining, or like the snow falling, and the atmosphere, you know, like recovery is so fun. And like there's times and there's patches that like you're gonna go through in recovery that are gonna be super hard and super like unsure if like you can get through it. But like I'm a big believer in like if you just stay grounded and like if you just keep pursuing the same dream, like it's all gonna work out in the end, you know. I think when I first decided to like be in recovery, there was this stigma that was attached to me where like, oh man, like I really did some crappy things, and like how people view me and this and that. But like after staying clean and like realizing that I am a way better person than I ever was, that knowing that like I am the best me because of the journey that I took, like the appreciation for life, like the drive for life, like the simple things, and like the people that aren't educated on it, like I feel sorry for them, because it's not just about me, it's not just about my kids, like it's about family and loved ones that are affected, because like it's such a family disease, like everybody's affected by it, not just me. For me, like before like I crossed that line into addiction, I had acquaintances, like I had friends, and some of them I still talk to. One of like my best friends that I got high with, that I grew up with, like she is almost 7 years clean, and like we're right back to like where we left off. In recovery, not getting high, not doing the things that like we used to do, and but for me at the end, like I didn't have anybody. Like it was me and the drug dealer. That was the only people that I had. I didn't have friends.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You wanna just end it with?
My name is Brianna, and I'm in recovery.
And let's share the shine.
And let's share the shine.